allegedly, and I use the word allegedly in its tightest form, this statue here of Apollyon the Destroyer has been found in Gaza. Amazing. How did it get there? Well, the same way that statues of Apollyon have been found in North America. Like I say, he ruled the whole world, and he still does through his followers. But this story here is hilarious because, you see, this statue, the stories, plural, goes that a fisherman dragged it out of the sea in his net. He fished it up. Then he found it offshore and he dragged it out to sea. Okay, whichever one is true or isn't true, he then carried the statue over to his donkey or donkey cart, took it home, took it off of there and took it indoors. And his mother was shocked to see that this statue was displaying its genitals and ordered him to cover it up. Anyway, then it ended up on eBay. Apparently there's a criminal investigation to find out who put it on eBay. Right, okay, so that probably leaves the fisherman out. This story is a very fishy story, by the way, because here's the thing. None of the stories that I've seen on the net there are going too far in depth with how he managed to drag this out to sea, whether it was via a net or just offshore, or how he may have found it in a cave or somewhere, because there's a story that he probably lied about where he found it because he didn't want to argue over ownership. Yeah, so he claimed he found it in the sea. So they're saying that, but there's one fundamental glaring discrepancy in the story that puts to rest anything that this fisherman has said, and that is the fact that this statue weighs 1,100 pounds. Okay, he dragged it out of the sea. He just dragged it out of the sea, and or he just dragged it offshore and put it over into his donkey cart, took it home, took it off. You know, it's only 1,100 pounds, 500 kilograms. He picked it up, took it indoors. And his mum was really shocked to see this statue was not wearing any clothes and was displaying its genitalia, and ordered him to cover it up. So these are the stories that are there about this, and the Hamas police have got this now, and the archaeologists aren't allowed to have it, etc. But no one seems to be talking about how this fisherman can lift the 1,100 pound statue on his own, or why they're looking into who put it on eBay, because it would have had to have been the fisherman or on the instigation of the fisherman, etc., wouldn't it? Yeah, no, there was obviously more than one person, because it would take more than one person to carry a 1,100 pound statue into his house, regardless of whether it was in the sea, in a cave, just offshore, you know, whether a donkey dragged it. There was physical handling, but no one seems to be covering that. So obviously there's more than one person involved, there's more than two people involved. It would take a few people to manage to lift that and carry it along. That is a lot of weight. So the story, to me, just sounds like another one of these made up, stage managed stories which are to do with worshipping Apollyon the Destroyer. Oh look, we found Apollyon in Gaza, let's all talk about Apollyon now, and let's make up a story around it that absolutely could not possibly be true in any shape or form, but let's just roll with it because Apollon's a liar. Okay, so you've got to do the same as he does if you're a pagan and you're worshipping him. And they've just now moved him into the Gaza area. Yeah, oh, he's getting closer and closer, and I think that this is symbolic of how close all of this is now to happening with the return of the beast from the pit, just like it says in the Holy Bible. Yep, Apollyon's coming back, and this whole world is in a terrible amount of trouble. But for those who are saved, Jesus Christ is coming to rescue you from this. Not all of us will get rescued, but some will, but we will all be redeemed. And regardless of these Apollonic rituals that they're carrying out, Apollyon is only going to go as far as God has stated he will go, and no further.